This show is proudly brought to you by the #Me Network.
So I said to the guys, anyway, we're back on. Kia ora, and thanks so much for tuning into episode 70 of Access Granted, our weekly Kiwi Tech and Media podcast. I'm Raj, my background's in film design, media and making things happen.
And I'm Mike, my background is explaining stuff, connecting people and getting things done. And you're here because you're a Kiwi that either works in or has a great passion for tech or media in New Zealand.
Episode 70, and we have a wonderful chat with Nadia McGregor. It's a fascinating discussion covering not only Nadia's current work with design thinking and what that actually is. Also, as an Iranian-born woman, design thinking has had a great effect on her life and also brought her to New Zealand. Enjoy!
Right, it's me and Mike today. We're in Studio One. It's a little bit loud. And we're not using the fancy Raj iPhone, who can't be with us today, unfortunately. So we'll give this a go, and if there's any issues with the sound quality, it's totally Android and Google's fault. And by all means let us know, because I know you do. And who's the we today? I'm sitting here opposite someone I met through the R9 Accelerator, which was a lifetime ago, and it's Nadia McGregor. And of course, Nadia, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I'm going to ask the question that we always ask, which is, Nadia, what makes you happy?
My children makes me happy.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
All the time.
Not all the time, no. But in difficult moments, yeah, they definitely make me happy.
How do they do that?
With their love.
Oh.
Unconditional love.
They wrap their arms around you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
5 and 3.
Cool.
And a half, yeah.
And they're Kiwis?
Yes, they were born in Iran, but their father's is Kiwi, so their last name is McGregor. So
Born in Iran, left Iran?
I was born in capital Tehran in one cold winter night. I was told that my dad was told that I wouldn't survive because I had very severe blood issues. And then my dad was told that don't give her a name, she won't last. So in the morning, come and take the body.
Oh my gosh.
And then my father worked all night, and in the morning he just came back, and the doctor said it's such a rare case. And that's my name, Nadire, which in my language means rare and unique.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, but then I have to change it to Nadia, because you Kiwis, or English speaker, the way you say it sounds like, or means in my language, like she doesn't have it.
Oh, really? Oh no!
So the beautiful name, with
Yes.
a great meaning, with a great memory, changed to something that I don't like. So that's why I changed it to Nadia.
So tell me
The way it says.
the proper, your name properly.
That's Nadire.
Nadire. No? Na.
Yeah, Nairi, Nadire.
Nadire. I'm going to do that from now on.
Sure. And my last no, but you stick to Nadia, that's better.
Okay.
But my last name also is a bit tricky. Both has got two parts. It starts with K and Khe, which again, two letters that doesn't exist in English. Goes back to my ancestors. He was a very good soldier, good with sword.
Yep.
So Qilic in Turkish means sword. So he was great.
Yep.
And his tribe were called Qilic Khan. So that's go back history, and he used to fight for Ismail, Shah Ismail. So I had to change that too, because Kiwi can't say this letter.
So your full name, no one can say?
Yeah, no one can say. But I've been questioned why I changed my name to something, different.
McGregor?
McGregor is my husband's.
Oh, I see. So prior to that you changed it
Yes.
to Smith?
No.
No? What was it?
Nadia McGregor, it is.
Oh, I see. So when you got married you changed it?
Yes.
Yes.
But I've been questioned why I changed my name, because this is your name, why you changed it. But that was actually a very interesting exercise, because that I, which is me, is inside. That's always the same. When I was 5-year-old, a teenager, now a mother of 2. But that persona has changed. So Nadire Qilic Khan is a persona. Nadia McGregor is a persona.
Okay.
So I can choose whatever I want, but that's me. It's me. I'm free.
So the inside bit. So the bit that's like 5 centimetres inside, just above your eye, between your eyes. Is that where the U is?
Probably.
That's where a lot of people say that's me.
Yeah, so I'm free to choose.
And do you use your other persona here in? Yeah, you do. I won't ask in what context.
No. But then there's another aspects of the identity, I guess, I would like to talk to you about is the belief system. Because I'm Iranian, I grew up in Iran. I was actually born just before Iran's Islamic Revolution. Mm-hmm. So we were called Revolution Kids. And we were...
79, 70, something like that. That was your revolution, 79? Yes.
Islamic Revolution, 35 years plus.
Yeah.
Don't count my years.
Oh, wow. So you're 37.
So anyway, I was brainwashed basically at school, while my family were quite comfortable. Like by Iranian standard, we had mixed parties, we had pool parties at home. Dad used to make his own wine, but
prior to the revolution?
No.
During? Oh, after? Okay.
But which was illegal. I was brainwashed at school, and I became quite religious. Praying 5 times a day, covering my hair and everything. But then in my teenage years, I started feeling lost because I saw the conflict between what I was told and taught at school and what was actually happening in society. And I wasn't alone. I was lost beside 70% of Iran's population, young Iranian under 30 years of age.
Yeah.
So we started looking for truth. So I discovered Christianity. So I studied Bible twice.
Okay.
I went to church for 6 months. It was illegal because it's before Islam, and you don't go backward, you go forward. By the way, there's nothing after Islam, so you stay there. But then it wasn't enough. Then I started practicing medication and medication.
Wow. Medication. It's all coming out now. Meditation. Yes.
In India, and then a Chinese. I became a Chinese practitioner. One of those.
Yes. Did you go to India? Sorry, did you say that?
Yes,
oh, okay.
I went to India to see the master. And it was the first time I was exposed to meditation, which was great. But no, it wasn't enough. And anyway, it was a long journey. And I came back home. I realized that I can choose whatever I want to believe. And all I believe, and all of them were truth because I give them the meaning.
Yeah.
Because I believe them.
Yeah.
And this couple of sentences sounds very easy, but it took me a good 3 years of proper suffering to get to that conclusion that actually I'm free to choose.
Yeah.
As I was free to choose my name, I'm free to choose my belief system. I can choose to believe in anything and enjoy it. And I basically now believe in just enjoy life and believe in love. And I think they're pretty much the same. But yeah.
And how does that deep-seated, I think is the phrase, deep-seated belief and experience in history. So you came from Iran.
It's Persia.
Persia. That sounds so exotic. No, Persia's exotic. And from Iran to New Zealand. When did that happen?
I used to work at British Embassy back in Tehran. And then...
that must be fun.
Yeah. I was residence manager, so it was a big 200-year-old building. So I had 6 staff managing day-to-day
So it's 60?
6.
Oh, 6. Good Lord. I thought those days had gone, but obviously not. But
No. 6 staff, big building. So day-to-day maintenance of residence, big receptions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then through a friend, I was introduced to Hamish, my husband. He was in Iran doing his field work on Iranian history. He was doing his PhD on Iran history and politics.
You did field work with the air quotes. Now, I have no idea what that might mean.
Because
does it mean something else?
He came to do field work, and then we met, and then he proposed.
Oh, I see. So he was doing other work. Yeah, okay, that's cool.
No, then... Yeah, we were apart for 7-8 months. He went back to Australia. I tried to get my work and holiday visa for Australia, but I had nuclear physics degree. That's the worst degree you can get from Iran.
Sorry, you've got a nuclear physics degree?
Yes, I do, I'm afraid to say.
What?
That was the worst degree I could get to come to West, from Iran. So that was that.
Well, I don't know. I bet you had a few questions asked. Surely.
So it took quite a long time. And then Hamish came back. We got married. Finally, visa came through. We went to
Oh, married in Iran?
Yes. And which was good because Dad wouldn't let me leave Iran without getting married.
Okay.
So, cultural things.
Yeah.
And then we lived in Australia for a year. He finished his PhD. Then he got through MFAT, Foreign Affairs. So we came to New Zealand.
He's a Kiwi though, is he?
He's Kiwi.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
He's
yeah.
Kiwi. Scottish blood.
Yeah, well,
So,
McGregor, I have to say,
yes.
I sort of guessed.
Hamish McGregor.
Yes, Hamish McGregor.
But worse than him is my son, Robert Malcolm McGregor.
Oh, yes.
He's like...
It's taking the lot.
Anyway,
Kilts all the way.
then we got a posting to Iran, so it was like a circle.
Oh.
Then I had my 2 kids back in Iran, and then we came back here over 3 years ago.
Oh, so not that long ago.
Yep, and now we're gonna stay here, I think.
Yeah.
Hamish decided to still not sure, but most likely we'll leave Foreign Affairs and do other stuff.
So in that travelling around,
Yeah.
I'd say you casually dropped in the fact that you're a nuclear scientist,
Yes.
as you know, as we all don't do because we can't. So that was your job? That's what you did?
I did 4-year degree in physics.
Yeah.
I did one. It's kind of like a project for 3 months, and then I was teaching physics, maths for 1.5 years, and then I got the work at the embassy, which is very well paid, and my English was rather good enough.
Yes.
Then I got the job, very well paid, and I knew I want to leave Iran, so that was the best kind of way to expose the West and the English environment and save some money before leaving.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was paid in pound and dollars that time, which was really good.
So then you were back, and I met you at the R9 Accelerator in it was a technical environment. So how did you make the leap from, I would say, nuclear scientist, because that makes the little boy in me smile, and then kids and mum, and then there you were at the R9 Accelerator, which was a technical environment.
Absolutely. No, when I came back from Iran, I was kind of thinking how I'm going to find my career path. So I explored different options. I've got very diverse work experiences. I work at British Embassy in Canberra as a media officer, so I did research, interpreting for them, writing.
A what officer, sorry?
Media officer.
Media. Oh,
So
media, with you.
So we were doing like reports.
Oh my God, right.
Translation stuff like that.
Yes.
And then I came here. I was exploring what I can do. I really like business analysis, so I did a certificate in that. Then I looked for a job, and through a friend, I was kind of made through MB as a contractor for a very short time, 3 months. And then that project finished, and then Accelerator came up. And I said, I really, really want to be part of this. And I know probably I'm not up to it, but I really want to be there. And then I said, what if I just do it volunteering? And they just said, no, we don't do volunteering. But I said, but I just be there to learn.
Yes.
And Amanda, my manager, she was really supportive, and she said, well, you've got the initiative, you've done the startup weekends, you think like an entrepreneur, so why not? So let's come and try. And I was kind of like a support person within a team. But managed to finish it, and I learned as much as I could, and I'm very, very grateful for the opportunities.
And which team were you in? Because we've had... Visbot.
Yes.
That's Matt, isn't it?
That's correct.
Matt
Building concept.
Yes, because we've had all of the various team leads, entrepreneurs.
Sure.
Every single one of us hate that phrase. Yeah. But entrepreneurs, they've all been on here. So Matt, I'll find out which episode that is and just point back to you in that team. Cool.
And then after Accelerator, I could have either go back to MB, join the BA pool, or other contracting job with other organizations, or use what I learned at R9 on something that I love, which I found at Result 9 itself, design thinking. And that's what I did. I just used what I learned on design thinking, and I established a School of Design Thinking as a business.
So the design thinking, and I'll get you to explain or give a definition of that in a minute. But you met that at R9?
That's right.
And so people were doing it?
The project I was doing was called co-design, like we were calling it, co-design approach to find out the best way make it easier for businesses to get grants, funding and grants.
Okay,
and that was first time I was exposed to the idea. then I just fell in love with it first sight. I thought, I've been doing it for years. It just makes sense. It's just a title for so many acts that you could do.
Yes.
Creativity, innovation, mindset. It was just awesome. I could do a lot under the umbrella of design thinking.
So, go on then, what design thinking in 26 words is...
Oh, gosh. We are actually...
Well, how do you see it, I should say?
I think it is, again, a big umbrella that can cover so many things. I would love to think that design thinking is thinking like a designer and design something that the customer or client wants. But I was told just today by a designer that design thinkers don't think like a designer.
Oh, well, there you go.
They don't like, they've got a love-hate relationship with design thinking designers,
yes.
I tell you that. But anyway, she thought that design thinkers think like psychologists, but act like designers. So I guess that makes sense as well.
I can see that.
Yeah. That would be my explanation.
And where would you find design thinking? Because it's a fairly new phrase. And did it come out of, is it IDEO?
That's correct, yeah.
5, 6, 7 years ago,
That's
something
correct,
like
that.
Yeah. In New Zealand, where could you point to 3 companies, say, or people,
sure.
and say, there you go, that's what they do?
Empathy. They do that, Empathy Design Company. Also DNA. NZT also provide some workshops for managers, for governments.
Yes.
So they see value in it. And actually, Minister English, just a couple of weeks ago, had a interesting talk. And the only word he didn't use was design thinking, but whatever he said was design
Now I
thinking.
see, everything but the label.
Exactly.
Yes.
But he said we had to be customer-centered, we had to alter it till we get the result. We have to come up with something simple and just basically prototype. He talks about, different perspective. That was very, very well done. Understanding your customer, see their perspective. These are all design thinking. So I'm going to use that for my proposal when I approaching companies.
Oh, well, exactly. Wow, so much story in the beginning of Nadia's life already, and there's so much more to come. Now, for regular listeners, you're wondering why we've butted into the conversation. Well, we're trying out a new approach to let you know our updates and other stuff. And it's inspired by Stuart Goldsmith's most excellent comedian podcast. So go look for that, because it's a wonderful podcast.
We're not copying, though, eh? It's just...
It's inspired.
Inspired, emulating.
I think we're copying.
Yeah, okay.
Keeping it short and sweet, we're amazed at chuffed and quite possibly a little stunned by the fact we've got official sponsorship.
What?
Allowing us to keep bringing you stories such as Nadia's. So Capiche Design, a fantastic bunch of print and digital creatives.
Nice.
Yes,
Nice.
I said that word.
That's what they are, though.
Through Grant, who's been a long-time listener and a first-time sponsor.
Yay.
They've chased us down, and we're proud to have them on board. So thank you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Grant.
And check them out at capiche.co.nz, and we'll have, I think it's Ben from Capiche is going to be on.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll have a chat with him. Some more changes are coming, but for now, back to Nadia and her incredible story. Is this fair to say? And I'm learning, so
I'm too.
What it is. That the nugget of design thinking, and you could say design nowadays if you're an Apple person, is standing in the shoes of the user.
Exactly.
All from that point of view.
That's very true, yes.
And so there's tools and techniques and tricks and everything else, but if you don't stand in the shoes of the user, then no.
Nothing. And it can be designing product, services, and also people. Like you can change the culture.
Design people.
Changing culture within the system. The way people think, mindset. And I think that's actually the mindset. If I want to be brutally open about it, be brave and say it.
You go for it.
Open. It's changing mindset from a fixed mindset to growth mindset. You actually be open to change, to open to innovation, to challenge yourself, to questions, to see different perspective, to not be afraid of going messy.
Do you see that inherent in design thinking? Or is that you use design thinking to that outcome?
Design thinking is kind of in contrast with lean, is more outcome focus, I would say. Still, output is important, but outcome focus. But one of the things that design thinking emphasizes, and kind of I think it's differed from other approaches, modern approaches, is the ambiguity and how they use the ambiguity for it. So yes, everyone tried to be feeling comfortable with ambiguity, but design thinking actually utilize that in a very, very productive, fun way. I think another aspect of design thinking is it's a fun way. I've done like Prem's project management thing, and it's all fun, good. I'm not criticizing that, but it's just very.
I'll do that. God, it's boring and tedious and bloody waste of time.
It's very process oriented. It's just you have to do A so you can do B. But design, you go crazy. You play with it, and then you challenge yourself. You let ideas come. You go messy, and then you come back, and then you go up again. So you won't know. Sorry, it's not my fault. I can't explain, and it's not your fault. Audience's fault not to get it if they're new to it. It's just the nature of it.
Our listener is a bit slow.
Yeah. It's just,
she doesn't get it. Don't blame yourself. Blame the listener. That's what Raj and I do all the time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, that's how it works.
Well, we've done our best, but if we've got stupid listeners, what can you do?
I apologize. No, it's mainly because design thinking can be understood just by doing. And while it's called design thinking, it's a lot of doing in it.
Yes.
And the reason they came up with the title, and that's why there is a love and hate relationship with it, is it's just a word, and people can't resonate with it very well. But they couldn't come up with anything better. Tim Brown, when he came up with the phrase, he said when he was trying to explain what it is, he was using thinking quite a bit. And he's a designer, so he had to come up with design thinking.
But
but it is a lot of doing it as well. So how
is it a wasteful approach?
Can be.
It can be.
Yeah. But I would
so it's a luxurious
yes.
thing to be able to have a company or your team or whatever to have this. It's quite is that luxury? I don't know if that's right, but
I would say you define it this way. It can affect from preschoolers to executive managers. It can address problems from very small, minor thing to the very complex, messy thing that no one dare to touch. It can take very short time to solve, and it can be, very long, gradual culture change everything. So I'm not going to give a proper shape to it because it's not fair, and then people would identify that. But I would say explore, and people get as much as they want out of it, and they enjoy or hate as much as they want. But it is a very solid, in my opinion, very solid problem-solving approach. I've got a science background, so anything that doesn't get that grasping feeling in me, I don't go after it.
Yeah.
But design thinking gave me that.
Yeah.
It's not wishful thinking.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
a good
loose. Goal. It's actually quite solid.
Yes.
And you can refer to that. It's got its own science. I love it. I just love it.
I think we can tell.
Yeah.
So is it new? Is it new in New Zealand? Like I've thrown my brain back 2-3 years ago, and I'm not sure I'd have heard the phrase. Maybe last year, maybe a bit before the years when I started to hear the phrase.
I think through empathy and DNA, it was actually basically born in New Zealand.
Okay.
At least in Wellington.
Yes.
There is no structured learning environment for design thinking for non-designers, and that's probably what my business is all about.
Yeah.
Teaching design thinking, problem-solving skills to non-designer background.
So you couldn't, as a student going through IT design, are they likely to encounter it or not?
I just came back from a workshop we have for IT students. So we try, as I said, you can hone it to whatever product you want. So we're designing design thinking curriculum for IT students. What they need to know, what they need to learn.
Yeah.
So we focus on the main principle of design thinking, and also so they know what it is.
Yeah.
And then the area that actually related to their needs, which is UX, sound problem, ambiguity and other aspects of it. But I'm also working on basically 5 products at the moment. One is for small, medium-sized businesses, and that's done with very experienced design thinkers who had a business and failed, and then he discovered design thinking, and he often thinks that this approach could have saved his business, and now he's passionate to use design thinking tools to save his other businesses that going through the same pathway, either prevent failing or speed up the growth. So that's another product. I'm also doing something, I'm doing it myself, which I can't be capable of doing, is for kids and their parents. So we've got workshop for 3-year-old plus, but usually 5-year-old show up to teach them about problem solving. We start with a story, take them around, take through the process, empathy map, customer journey map, empathy map, then we brainstorm.
What's an empathy map?
We try to understand the person or the client that we're making the solution for, providing solutions. And
so is that a technique?
Yes.
So if I went to Google and typed in empathy map, it would come up with lots of how-to. Things you should do, this is how you do it, here's a video, go watch, go do. Okay.
And that's the whole thing I said. Design thinking can be a toolbox, not a manual. And sometimes people get it wrong, and that's how design thinking have been affected so negatively because of people who think linearly. And they don't think, they think, oh, this is a process again. A cute process, and it's used the same phrase, but use the same old process. And they can't go non-linear.
Yes.
So, but for the kids, I go linear because it's easier and it's a story way. And then we brainstorm and then we prototype. We keep making until we say that's it, that's a final product. They're loving it, absolutely loving it. So that's the third product. There's another one we're working with Dev Academy for 1 or 2 day workshops. So wherever I can find the implementation of design thinking, desire to teach, so I have to find the right design thinker. So if any listener who's a design thinker, like to teach or passionate about teaching it, believe in its power, please contact me. Here's the advertising.
That's good. So
School of Design Thinking.
Do they need to be teachers or just mentors or just I just want to tell you all about it and here's my experience?
Exactly. That's what it is.
Okay.
And you can tell if someone is a design thinker, they're usually extremely modest because they believe they don't know much. And they come with really intention of making difference. I don't mention name, but I've been talking to like 5 to 7 people, 5 from government to private. All experienced 5 years plus, facilitate so many workshops. I can't make them take the title. They just you're design thinkers. And I said, no, you are a senior designer. They don't know, we are just learning. So I have no doubt that whoever is a real design thinker and come up with the idea of I want to really expand this idea, wouldn't be capable of doing it, I'm sure. But I'm sure we can match it with what their desire is. But the first rule is they have to love what they want to do. So the first question I ask is, what do you love to teach? What aspect of design thinking? If you could to teach to one group and I could just magically have them here, who would they be? And then let's work on a proposal and an outline.
Let's go for them.
And that's how the process is.
Awesome. So, if you could work on one group, who would it be?
For myself?
Yes.
Parents.
Parents? All parents?
Kids. Parents and young kids, because that's where I am now, and I'm using it at home. So I am capable of doing it. I'm not a design thinker yet. I don't. Isn't
that what everyone else just says?
No.
Have you not just... Did you hear yourself then, Nadia? Did you?
No, I like people like the one, like Julian, for example. He's doing this with IT team. He was...
Julian?
Yes.
As in Julian Aptu, who again we've had on the show.
That's right.
This is wonderful.
He's awesome. He, for example, he's been a programmer for years, web management person as well. And also he managed so many workshops around design thinking, helping with design job. So he's a qualified person to do IT. At the moment, I'm just organizing experienced design thinkers with audiences. But the area that I feel confident, because I'm a mother, and I studied that area, and I studied psychology with the kids myself because I just love that. I can see I can actually contribute. I can come and innovate something.
Yes.
And I actually enjoy doing it too. Other aspects, maybe in 2 years' time, hopefully when I got my master in design thinking, then I can claim I can teach other people.
Where would you get your master in design thinking from? From your own company?
Nah, I wish I could.
That would be easy, eh?
Nah.
Dear Nadia, you've passed. Thank you very much. Love Nadia.
I taught TENS at QA. For that, I have to pay $30,000 to get that qualification. But no.
To have the course that you run.
That's correct.
Being passed.
Qualified.
Yes.
And they said you actually don't need it because you don't need to bring any international student and you don't want to get any funding from territory as a territory identity, so don't worry about it. But I'm still talking to Massey to do Master of Philosophy in Design Thinking. Because I don't have a design background, they don't let me do the Master of Design Thinking. And there is no such thing yet. Was supposed to be one in Oakland in Palmerston North, but for some reason they disestablished it.
Oh, wow.
So I put my name in, but then it's not there anymore.
So there's no such thing as that course? We've said this before, but...
No, it's not. As a master course.
Yeah.
They're very random, but the courses... So what I just explained, like we tailor to the needs of the audience, is one of the workshops, series of workshops we provide.
Yeah.
But there is one that I'd like to create the next generations of design thinkers. Meaning we teach the whole structure and the principle and mindset of design thinkers to the best of our abilities in an intense course, maybe 5 months, once a week, and then they work on a project and they really become design thinkers. And then they can join the design thinker pool and work either as a consultant or as an innovative design thinker, create businesses, or they teach the next generations. So that project probably came along in 5 months' time because I need to build up the capability for that, and I'm not there yet.
And you said at the beginning when you discovered this design thinking, for want of a phrase, that it was something you've been doing all along, and it had a label. You went, that's what it's called, is it?
Yeah.
Is there a lot of people that you would say that are in that position?
Yes.
That you've met in your...
Absolutely. Like yourself, Mike. You probably think, what is this? Design, thinking, think or design and then think. By thinking, we can't make something happen. Believe me, you are a thorough design thinker without even knowing it. You
heard that first from the person who started the school, so it must be fucking true. There you go. Hey Raj, if you were here, you'd be so proud for me.
But because it's just common sense, really. It's just clever.
The issue with common sense, it's not that common.
True. But so you're right. So many people would be.
And so it's out there, but it's not necessarily... Well, labelled is the wrong phrase, well, that's one way, but it's
characterized.
It's not characterised, it's not coordinated, it's not...
Titleized.
Yeah. So what are other people doing? What are other job titles that you would say, well, generally it's these sort of people?
Sometimes they call business designer or advisor, senior advisor. IR and revenue are quite big in design thinking, and that's why we get very good feedback from their clients.
Is that in the new IR or the old IR? The new one that's coming?
The old one.
The old one?
I think so.
The one that's interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure what is the new or the old, but I know that...
Well, the transformation project.
But this hasn't happened yet. It is in the process, isn't it?
Yes. Well, my view is that... like the alien within inside the thing, it's growing, but that's the new inland revenue that's going to take over and drop off the scales of the old. It's too hard to try and change it, so then we'll grow a whole new one, and eventually just get rid of the old one.
I wasn't looking at it that way. I just knew that they utilize in design thinking, and that approach is probably one of the acts that they needed to take.
And other titles, in IT particularly, there's UX and all that. Are they, because they got the word design, that's why I've said it. And can you be a UX designer or a designer? Pretty pictures.
Designers.
Without being a design thinker?
When you come to meetup groups which are around design thinking, and quite a bit of them in Wellington, I think 2 or 3 or 4.
Yep.
And big numbers there. At least 60% of them are actually just designers. But they come for design thinking classes because they see the value in it. And even today I've heard from one experienced designer in a workshop that she teaches her student about design thinking in a different subject like experiment design or stuff like that. So it's kind of like they're trying to make a service design as this is another way to say I'm a design thinker, but they're focusing on the service. So designers working on using design thinking on producing product, service designer using design thinking making services better.
Yeah. So you can get design thinkers or project managers, developers.
Absolutely.
So it's a way of looking at the world.
Yeah.
So back in the day, agile, iterative, that approach. Agile, and there's agile with an A, big A and a small a. Do you know?
No.
Capital A and small a. So agile with a small a.
Right.
It's sort of just a generic term.
Okay.
Being agile, big,
More productive.
Well, yes. But agile with a big A implies a framework.
Okay.
I think about it. So agile with a small a, when it came to museums the first time, was very much a challenge to the old way of thinking it, but for a lot of people it was like, well, yeah, that's just how we do it now. It's got a label, and it's a way of looking at the world.
That's right.
It's very much a viewpoint as opposed to, look at there's some techniques and tools that you may or may not do, but... And I know that a whole bunch of what you would call agile enthusiasts or advocates struggled with the concept of being able to teach people agile, because they was like, well, if you don't get it, it's not in you, it's not a worldview, then we can teach you the techniques and the tools and all that, but you're going to break it.
Yeah.
Which was a view. I think that may have changed now. Is that something that resonates with you?
Very similar situation with the design thinking, but that's my whole intention of Design School of Design Thinking is that people come to the workshops in any form, whatever it is, and leave as a different person. Not only as the same person who's got extra package of information. It's just really go and look at the world in a different way. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's not. It's just like, I had one, there was one presentation at MB last week, a beautiful lady from Custom House. I don't mention her name, maybe she doesn't want it, but she presented that, and I just loved it. I sat there, first I had my pen and paper, and then I put it aside. I just wanted to immerse in the feeling, in the process. And when I came out, I just felt something had changed within me. Very simple, nothing complicated, and simple questions make you think, make you revisit your ideas, your perspective.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the same. I think agile design thinking, these are different way of thinking that works better.
Yeah.
And actually brings true innovation, and we have to enhance them.
Yeah, fantastic. So when people want to get this innovation and get this new way of thinking,
yes,
you can get a new way of thinking, but
enjoy
it. Enjoy it. Yes. How do they get in touch with you? Where do they find you?
Sure. We've got a website, www.schoolofdesignthinking, one word, .solutions. And then...
.what?
.solutions.
That's the first I've ever heard of that. It's not, because you sent me your email address once. But, so it's School of Design Thinking, .solutions.
That's correct.
Wow, that's
instead of .co.nz, I wanted something more intelligent and inspiring.
I didn't even know I know there's lots of them out there, .solutions. That's so cool.
Solutions. And then, the same info at School of Design Thinking .solutions, or you can find me on LinkedIn, or also we've got a meetup group. I called it Design Thinking Community Meetup, so you can find it there and join it. And then,
is that on meetup.com?
That's correct.
Oh, with you, yes.
So Design Thinking Community, and that's one of the streams we've got. Monthly meeting, and that's going to be really working together. And it's not just just have a chat and networking. It's more than that. We're going to actually solve one single problem that everyone agreed on at each single meeting. And then we actually get feedback on how that learning actually affects the following month.
Yeah.
And they come back with a feedback. So implementation of what we learned is the mindset I just told you about.
Yes.
So that's the whole focus. Join us there.
And where are they? Are they at the same place?
I'm still working on the place, but most likely it's in Spiral.
Yeah.
Spiral.
So I hear in Wellington at the Spiral Space.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Nadia.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's been deep. How's that? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, that had some unexpected turns. Who knew Nadia was a nuclear scientist?
My mouth
Did that
fell
stop
open.
you in your tracks when you interviewed her?
Absolutely. I couldn't believe it.
And that was a great story about design thinking, separately, of course, and what design thinking together is. A lot of people don't know, right?
Correct.
And many actually out there probably already do it. They just don't know it.
Yes.
It's an awesome interview.
It was.
Right, so next week we're talking to Amy Whitcroft. We speak to Amy. She's the person you want to talk to if you want to unfuck your business.
That's a great
That's what she says, I think, yeah. She's worked across many organisations and has a fair few interesting stories to talk about.
Excellent. Find us on the social networks. Look for the podcast on Twitter at AccessGrantedNZ, on Facebook as well. And the best way to chat with us is to use Twitter. I'm at Miramar Mike.
And I'm at NZ Raj.
Also, please rate us in iTunes. Just push those wee little buttons.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate it.
And thanks for your time. See you next Tuesday for the Kiwi Tech people sharing their own stories. Ka kite
kite
anō.
#me.co.nz